welcome back to my channel. We are going today to introduce a new series and reintroduce myself to my own YouTube channel, because over the last year, or even over the last 2 years with being pregnant and having a baby, I've lost my vibe on YouTube. I just feel like it's just been off, and now I finally feel like we're back in the flow. We're back where we want to be, and I've said that a couple of times, but I feel like now we're a year postpartum, everything is in line of where it's supposed to be. That I wanted to reintroduce myself to my channel. We're going to start a series, a wellness series, the name Bum 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 on the screen, because I haven't decided what it is yet. But I wanted to kickstart this series by introducing myself back to the channel. For those of you that come across this video that don't follow me, my name is Stephanie. I am now 30 years old. Wow, 30 years old. I live in Glasgow in Scotland, and I have been doing social media full time for about 7 years, I believe, 7 or 8 years, which is crazy, and it's changed so much over when I started posting on Instagram. I started having like a food diary and went vegan and was like documenting my journey on there, started posting fitness on there, and before I know it I was working with Gymshark and My Protein. Was so lucky to work with both of them for 5 years. I'm still working with My Protein. They are my favourite supplements ever, but I have now been vegan for 11 years. I've been training for about 7 years properly, and I wanted today to talk about my fitness journey. If you are brand new to my channel, please subscribe and come along. But yes, this new series is to keep me accountable and to also just like give you guys as many tips and tricks as I can to get to be the best version of yourself. So my approach to health and fitness is balanced. Okay, I train 4 times a week. I don't do anything crazy. I believe in balance with your food. I love Biscoff and chocolate and apple pie like everybody else. I am not going to tell you to restrict yourself and to live a miserable salad only life to get to where you want to be. So we're light-hearted, we're balanced, and I own a fitness app called Naturally Stephanie. If you are looking to join a community, that is the one to join. We're going to help you every step of the way to become the best version of yourself. So that's what this series is all about, because I want to become the best version of myself, and I'm going to do a heck of a lot of videos in this series to bring my tips and tricks to you, because it's time to level up and it's time to become the best version of yourself. So to kickstart this series, like I said, we are going to talk about my own personal fitness journey, how I got to where I am today, and kind of tips and advice as to where I went wrong and what you can do to avoid making the same mistakes. Okay, so like I said, I started my Instagram account honestly about 7 or 8 years ago, and at the time, my background, first of all, was I grew up as a swimmer, so I've always been into some kind of sport, but that does not mean I was necessarily like an athletic person, or you have to come from that kind of background to be able to get into the gym now in your adulthood. But I very much was always like kind of fit and in sport, and grew up mostly vegetarian in my teenage years as well. So there's my backstory before we even get started to how we actually started. So then I started in the gym. So number one, I went vegan when I was 19 years old, and like I said, I am now 28 plus 2. So I've been vegan for 11 years, and with the fitness side of things, my fitness journey started back in the gym years ago. Before I figured out how to actually train properly, I was doing cardio and I was doing HIIT workouts and I was doing plyometrics. I've never done so many box jumps in my life as I have done back in the day in my early 20s. And then I went from that to like at home HIIT workouts and just doing all these like the things that were popular at the time, where all these at home like HIIT workouts and 20-minute workouts, do them fasted first thing in the day and all this, and do them every single day. Not the vibe. So when I eventually got into the gym, I sussed out what to do with weights and started weight training. Now I have looked back at my old YouTube videos, and my form that I posted on the internet was absolutely shocking. The fact that that exists on the internet. I have actually went through some of my old videos and removed them because they don't align with me anymore, or they are really bad workout form, or you know, there's just history in them that doesn't exist in my life anymore. So there are quite a few videos that have been removed from my channel from years back because they just no longer fit. But with the fitness, we started in the gym, and very much I loved weight training. I didn't have a clue what I was doing at first, but when I figured it out, I would say it took me a few years to figure out how to train properly and how to eat properly in accordance with that, to be able to build up to get my dream physique. So I kind of went from originally wanting to be like skinny and like have abs and all that kind of thing, to being fit and strong, and with that, believe it or not, comes the skinny and the abs. And when I say the skinny and the abs, is people underestimate that lifting heavy weights and eating your protein is how you get lean. You build lean muscle, you sculpt your physique, you get the abs, all that kind of stuff. That's how you do it. It's not salads and cardio, it's protein and weights. But anyway, we did that for a few years and started gaining a following on social media at the same time, because I started sharing my workouts and sharing my progress, and honestly had the time of my life. And I would say from the age of like 23 to 26 maybe, it was like the period of time where social media was just booming, and you know, I was doing all this stuff with Gymshark, for example, and we were just having like the best time and getting in the fitness scene and really getting to know what fitness was all about. So I would say by the time I was, you know, 26, I definitely nailed my routine and I got to my kind of dream physique, dream body, and I kind of maintained that for the next year or two. I then, at the age of 28, got pregnant, and training throughout pregnancy was a blessing to be able to do it. I was so lucky to be able to continue training, and for the most part I pretty much did everything the same, with obviously a few adaptations along the way. For those that are interested, we do have a pregnancy program on my app, Pregnancy and a Postpartum Guide, if you're in that phase of life. But I was so lucky to be able to continue training throughout my pregnancy, and then had a baby. We had a lot of complications. If you want to watch my birth story, you can. I had a lot of complications postpartum and had to take 3 months off the gym. 3 months off the gym and then get back into it. So 9 months later, I am finally 1 year postpartum and back in the gym. So as of the 3 month mark, I got back into the gym, and honestly I felt like I was starting from ground zero. My abs were here and here. Your abs should be here, mine were here, and they were like this. My ab separation was a joke. My muscle strength from having 3 months off and just being pregnant was a joke. And I honestly felt like I was starting from scratch. Obviously I wasn't starting from scratch, but I felt like it, and honestly I felt like I looked like it too. It was a whirlwind and it was a journey, but honestly this proves that consistency, time, effort, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, is how you get to where you want to be. So I was very disheartened, I'm not going to lie, at the start of my postpartum journey, because I've never been in a place where I've had to really start from that kind of position. You know, when I first started in the gym, I was like skinny and I just was trying to like build muscle, maybe lean out a bit, get strong. That's completely different to looking at yourself in the mirror and not recognising your body whatsoever, and going from being super strong and fit and lean to not being that, and having to know to trust the process to get not back to where I wanted to be, because that wasn't the goal. The goal is, like, my goal right now is to be like the fittest, leanest, strongest, fastest version of myself that I can ever be. But yes, it was a time in my life that proved that consistency and perseverance and discipline, because my god, discipline trumps motivation. You are not going to be motivated to go to the gym when you are postpartum, when you have a new baby to look after, when you're trying to breastfeed, when you're not sleeping, and all the other things thrown in there, right? All those other things thrown in there, you're not going to be motivated to go to the gym. So it came down to discipline as well. And honestly, I can say that now, 9 months later, I honestly feel on top of the world. I feel so good in myself. I am so proud of myself for sticking to my journey and just trusting the process. And guys, this is the message I want to get across to you, is no matter where you're starting in your fitness journey, like I started 7 years ago and we went from skinny to getting fit, took a few years to get the kind of dream physique, got pregnant, trained throughout pregnancy, postpartum, and now 1 year postpartum. It is a journey, and the time is going to pass anyway. Whether you are doing 7 years, 7 weeks, 7 months, whatever it is, the time is going to pass anyway. So please, if you are sitting there right now thinking, I really want to lose body fat, or I really want to change my physique, or I really want to get stronger, or I really want to get faster, or I want to be a runner, or I want to do this, I want to be able to do a pull-up, or whatever it is, the time is going to pass anyway. So I need you to make yourself a promise to just start. Just make a plan and start. And this whole series, I hope it's going to help you do that. I hope my next video is going to be kind of truths or secrets or tips and tricks to really help you get going. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of intro to my fitness journey. A couple of tips and tricks would be, do not undereat when you start the gym, okay? Don't rely on salads, don't eat 1200 calories a day, don't starve yourself. I want you to focus on hitting your protein. I want you to focus on trying to get strong and trying to lift weights, and make sure you follow a program, because it's so easy to just go in and out the gym and just kind of do whatever. Just do whatever, because whatever's all you know. Find a program, find an app, whatever it is you want to do, and follow a structured guide and follow a structured program, and pick out when you're going to do that. And trust me, give it 6 months. Give yourself 6 months to just become the best version of yourself. The time is going to pass anyway, and you honestly deserve to wake up 6 months from now and say, I am so bloody glad that I did that, because I am so bloody glad that I spent the last 9 months postpartum putting in the effort to feel the way I feel right now. It's not just about looks, it's also about feeling the best you can possibly feel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Welcome to episode 1, and I hope you're in it for the long haul, because we have a month's worth of content coming your way.